Welcome back to the STP episode, parts 16 and 17. So if you have a Facebook account, you can head over to the link in the description. The Men on the Border Facebook group, giving all credit where credit is due. They have produced this wonderfully informative essay, which features quite a bit of truth, having to deal with the end of the summer of love, the end of the hippie movement. My favorite topic, my favorite time, 1967, specifically right in there around the solstice, the fall, the September 21st of 1967. What a glorious and most tragic day. Part 16, r.d.laing, the psychiatrist, was known for his expansion of the double bind hypothesis. The double bind occurs when the person cannot confront an inherent dilemma, and therefore can neither resolve nor opt out of the situation. In this untenable position, something has got to give. And more often than not, what gives is the psychological stability. A self-destruction sequence is set in motion. Laing came up with a concept to describe the highly complex situation that unfolds in the process of going mad as an incompatible knot, Laing said. Schizophrenia cannot be understood without understanding despair. While it is true that r.d.laing produced some enduring work, there is a lot to say about him as a person, especially after reaching fame. And a lot of it is not favorable. One of my favorite people, Roger Waters, later let it slip that he saw him as a mad old cunt. Still, the man left a legacy. And in the 1960s, he was very much the man of the hour. The counterculture loved and embraced him, and vice versa, including the sex, drugs, and rock and roll. By 1967, he had deep dived into the counterculture to publish The Politics of Experience and The Bird of Paradise. In this book, he examines and challenges the idea of normality in modern society, and argues that it is not people who are mad, but the world. It presents psychosis as a psychedelic voyage of discovery in which the boundaries of perceptions were widened and consciousness expanded. It was inspired by Laing's intensive experimentation with LSD, and in many ways he became the Timothy Leary of London. Part 17, The Self Divided. In 1960, at the age of 33, the Scottish psychiatrist r.d.laing had his first book published, The Divided Self, an existential study in sanity and madness. It seems that one copy of the book ended up in the hands of a teenaged Syd Barrett. In the mid-1960s, Syd produced a small artistic collage book he called Fart in Joy, that he sent to his friend Andrew Rawlson, who called it as good a reflection on the man himself as I know. Experimental, colorful, wide open, and right on the button. In this book, Syd used one page to reflect on the divided self, complemented with a photo of the pop artist Gene Pitney from inside a cracked egg. The divided self, split, separated, cut in two. 1, 2, count them, both each divided, sundered, cut, offset, at variance, severed, going different ways, part company, cease from cohabitation, disjointed, disconnected, the self split, cut to each, sundered, off, at severed, different, part, cease, cohabitation, disjointed, divided, separated, in one, both divided, cut, set, variance, going ways, company, from disjointed, disconnected, disjointed, disjoined, the divided self, the self divided. r.d.laing and his work would intertwine with the life story of Syd Barrett in more ways than one. An existential study in the sanity and madness, indeed. Please join me for part 18 and 19 of the STP essay as we trudge slowly closer to some semblance of truth. Thank you for joining me. Stay safe, hug your pets, and peace.